Ladies and gentlemen, we are ready for your Season 2 finale of Campus Gridiron. Glad to have you on board with us. I'm Grant Flood, along with Kyle Howes, our special guest, Mike, Drew, Lennon joining us as well. I don't know what the heck StreamYard is doing here. There we go. StreamYard has done some updates in these last 2 months. I don't know what the heck's up with it. How's it going, everybody? I'm Grant Flood. We are here for our mock draft. You know, we waited till after the combine. We waited after the first few weeks of NFL free agency. We are ready to give our first round mock draft, and then we'll go into some other second and third round picks potentially as well. Well, we haven't filmed since Ohio State won the national championship over Notre Dame, and we were giving our recaps on that. It's been a few months, but it has certainly been interesting for the college football landscape. We've had the transfer portal, and we now have the NFL draft. And I think definitely we could say after the draft, the transfer portal is going to start to kick in a little bit more for these college teams.
Yeah.
So without further ado, we're going to use our best friends, same website we used last year, NFL Mock Draft Database. The only thing you can't do on this website really is you can't make trades, but I don't think we were really expected to make any trades anyway.
There we go.
I don't think so. Yeah, hold on a second. There we go.
Okay.
There we go. Again, StreamYard did a little update in the 2 months where we haven't filmed, so I, too, am getting a little used to the new setup. All right. Are we ready to begin?
Yes.
All right. And, of course, consensus pick is the pick, plain and simple. So whoever we roll with, whoever's going to be the player said the most for the pick, that's who's getting selected. Favorite teams, we can make exceptions. Outside of that, I'm not really willing to make exceptions. Screw you. Okay. For the Titans, pick number 1. I mean, if it hasn't been obvious since about mid-November, it's going to be Cam Ward. Does anyone disagree here?
No, I think it's Cam Ward also.
Sadly, I don't disagree, but, it's all right.
You know, and an interesting story came out today. The Titans actually canceled their meeting with Shedeur Sanders, pretty much all but confirming that Ward will be a Titan. So I think this is the always the first overall pick in the draft. Typically, always, unless you're the Jaguars who screw up and don't select Aiden Hutchinson.
Yep.
Not that Trayvon Walker's bad, but that was still ridiculous. Okay. On to the Browns, and this is where this can get fun. Me and Mike both think Travis Hunter is going to go to the Browns at 2. And I also think he's going to primarily play corner in the NFL. But they could go for a quarterback. Shedeur Sanders obviously still on the board at 2. Dual Carter, Mason Graham. I'm going to throw this out there. The Browns have not re-signed Nick Chubb yet. Do they even think about getting Genty at 2? I think that would be insane,
Don't
but
even
that's a
fucking touch him.
possibility.
Don't even touch him. Nope.
Tough here. I would say Abdul Carter, they already have Myles Garrett, so it'd be good to pair them up together, but getting an edge when you already have an edge, that's where I see why you want to go corner here.
You want to go corner because Denzel Ward only has a year left on his contract, and you want that kind of franchise to stay around.
Does Shedeur go to the Browns because of Deshaun Watson and his whole fucking shit show of a career right now?
And that's the other thing. And I guess we don't know what Cleveland's going to do either. I mean, right now their starters Pickett. Obviously, that's going to change. But do they go after a free agent? Do they go after Aaron Rodgers? Do they trade for Kirk Cousins? Or are they just comfortable with drafting a QB?
They want to keep Watson for some reason, because all the guaranteed money we know, but still, they don't want to even try to get rid of him. Daniel Jones had a lot of guaranteed money. They still got rid of him and took a big cap. So obviously it's worse on Deshaun Watson's hand, but it's not the end of the world if they got rid of him.
At least Watson can throw the ball.
Not accurately, but yeah.
Ben Jones.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Like
I think they take a quarterback, though. I think they take Sanders, but that's also because I kind of want the Giants to draft Hunter, so it's like
Yeah.
Non-biased society. Hey, you get the floor next pick. You get the floor, my friend.
Yeah.
So
It's a toss-up, but
this is a toss-up because
too,
if
yeah.
you go Carter, you have 2 edge rushers, one coming from each side. You get the quarterback. You take the risk in potentially getting your franchise guy. If you get Travis Hunter, I think that's the smartest pick. You get your corner to pair up with Denzel Ward.
let's see how that works.
This is
It's
this
tough.
this
They have
is
a lot of
tough
needs.
one.
A lot of needs for the Browns.
I'm
So,
so glad that this
it
year's
could go any
draft
direction.
is not. It's pretty unpredictable. I mean, think about it. This year's draft's one of the more unpredictable ones in recent years. So
Except for the first 5 picks, yes.
Yeah, right.
well, I mean, again, I don't know. I mean, we got 3 players staring us right in the face right here. I mean, again, if you want to move on from Watson, you get Sanders. If you want to compete and go after a veteran after the draft, then maybe you go after Carter or Hunter. Maybe the Browns draft a QB in round 2 or 3. You know, maybe they go after a Will Howard or a Riley Leonard. I mean, or the Louisville quarterback. Like, there's going to be options available. Dart. Well, we'll talk about Dart when we talk about Dart, but
That'll be later.
Darty boy.
Hopefully, no one reaches for him. You never know. Richardson got reached for a couple of years ago from Florida. He went like 5th, 6th overall, right?
he went 3rd overall.
3rd overall,
Did
right?
not-
He wasn't
did
even-
not work
That
out
was
well.
off potential, and I said that was off of potential.
Did not go over well.
All right. I think we get the consensus that they're going to go for Sanders at 2. Is that what we're going to go with?
Yeah, I think they do.
All right. We'll go with Shadur at 2. I had this whole – if it was up to me, if I was doing my own, you know, maybe I will do my own, like, you know, on my channel before the draft or whatever. But the point is, I had Sanders falling all the way to 9, and the Saints were going to draft Sanders at 9.
He could go super early.
I'm convinced that the Browns are getting Hunter, but consensus rules, Shadur goes to the Browns at number 2. Lennon, you're just gonna say Hunter, so should we just give them Hunter and move on?
No, I want like let me. Okay,
If you say Ashton Jeanty, I will throw you through a fucking window.
I'm not. No, I want.
Do it.
Okay.
Do it.
Well, I'm tired of the Giants picking so early, but you know it's okay. I wanted a quarterback. We got 2. I don't think we're going to draft a quarterback anymore. So now my focus is Hunter or Abdul Carter. Also, I want
Okay.
one of them. I'll be happy with 2 of them. I don't. I think they pick Hunter, but I think I'd rather have Carter on the edge too.
I'm gonna be honest. You need everyone in this draft. Your team is in absolute shambles right now.
Yeah.
Okay, it'll be good to pair up with Deontay Banks. That's
Yeah, I mean, you look at it this way: you have Hunter and Banks, or you have Thibodeau and Carter. I mean, it's almost which combination would you rather have?
And you still
Me and
You
my
could
friend,
Now you could argue which is more important: secondary or pass rush.
me and my friends have started calling Tommy DeVito Tommy DeShito.
yeah.
They know.
That's crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Those 3 wins screwed us out of re-signing Barkley, but you know, it's cool though. It's all right.
Tommy DeShito.
Yeah, Jackie.
They don't. Also, I think Tyrone Tracy did enough.
Oh, Tyron Tracy.
Tyrone Tracy did enough to
That's
like
not
get
a need
replaced
right now,
after
this
1
early.
year.
I
You
know.
don't need the Giants
This
will
is
draft an RB, but not this early.
Yeah.
Yeah, but getting a running back this
No.
early when you have so many
No,
needs on the defense
you
for the
need
Giants?
Hunter or Carter, even Graham. I mean,
Anyone.
even Graham's not a bad pick here to
Yeah.
pair up with Dexter Lawrence. I wouldn't suggest that, but it's possible.
Tracy actually was not horrible. He wasn't even a problem.
Yeah.
So we got to think of value. now.
Franchise.
Yeah, but you just got to look at value. So running back.
Yeah, I gotta look at value. That is
So even if
important
they need a
with
running
these
back,
picks.
get one
I don't know,
second
Lennon.
round,
Shoot your
good.
shot, my man.
Well, the Giants messed up and didn't take Micah Parsons when we had the chance. So I'm gonna hope they don't miss another great Penn State edge rusher. So I'm gonna
All right.
go with
Carter and Thibodeau with
Ooh,
Lawrence on the D line. I like that. I like that. I
Wow.
really like that.
Pat's got their man now.
They have to.
Patriots. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, this isn't really a conversation, and it really isn't either because they lost Jonathan Jones to the Commanders. He left. outside of Christian Gonzalez and Kyle Duggar, you have no one that's really that impressive in that secondary. Consensus Hunter at 4.
Yep, that's a steal.
Yeah.
And again,
I mean,
he could play receiver, but I see him primarily in corner.
I mean, if he's there, we're going to take him. Like, I mean, I don't see a world where they don't. Hunter's not falling past number 4.
He is not. Please do. Patriots, please screw up. I want him in Duval, but it's not going to happen. All right, we're not going to be that unrealistic. We're gonna go to this atrocious garbage pile of sheep dung at 5. I've been pounding the table for 2 players. You guys know they're both from Michigan. I'm going either Will Johnson or Mason Graham here. Now, I don't hate the idea of getting Will Johnson, but I mean, the secondary is fine enough. Our D-line is brutal. And outside of Eric Armstead, you don't really get much from the D tackles.
No.
This was a down year for Hines Allen. Trayvon Walker can hold his own. So I think you go Graham at 5. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I definitely think Mason Graham's good. They traded away Roy Robertson Harris to Seattle. Now he's on the Giants, but he was a defensive tackle and former captain for them. So they definitely need like a run stuffer and a big man up front. It's actually a huge need. Even though a corner would be a nice need too for the secondary, I think Mason Graham being a good run stuffer would be really good.
The second Robertson Harris got traded to Seattle was when Jacksonville's run defense went down the toilet. I mean, it went from top like 16, like top half of the league, to in the bottom 10. Again, a corner's nice, but Tyson Campbell still has 3 years left on his contract. Joshua Jones blossomed into a really good corner, the 3rd-year pick for Jacksonville last year out of Florida State. He emerged as a decent nickel guy. If he's going to be our corner too, with Montamic Brown at the 3, I don't hate that. And plus, you're definitely going to draft a corner later on in this draft. But for the first pick, I think you got to go Mason Graham here.
Your secondary's okay.
Anyone disagree?
No, it could go either way, but they're going to get a Michigan man, hopefully, either way.
Raiders at 6. And this is where the fun can begin. Do they go running back? Do they go tackle? Do they go receiver? At the beginning of the year, I thought they were going to draft McMillan. Now I'm thinking they're going to go towards Will Campbell, because they lost a couple of offensive linemen in free agency. I don't think their offensive line right now is good enough for Ashton Jeanty to succeed.
I still think they're going to go Jeanty, because Jeanty is such a good running back that you can't pass up on him. He is a once-in-a-generation running back.
True.
He's not first pick.
Yeah.
But it's a good pick. Like, he's a good fit for them, right? Because they need a running back. You just want to see how he can succeed with the lack of a line.
I'm thinking about I'm actually going to go with Drew here.
Well,
I mean, you have Jeanty, who's a generational talent, and also their quarterback is now Pete Carroll, and he loves running that football. You need that O-line, but you also have Jeanty.
You want to make Geno Smith comfortable in his new, environment. You want to build a play, you want to get playmakers around him. Yeah. Wouldn't be the worst idea in the world.
He stays in the West. He knows that. He knows.
Yeah, he stays in the West. You don't have to switch time zones.
All right.
Are we gonna go Jeanty at 6?
Yeah, it's Campbell or Jeanty, but I think Jeanty probably. They're not going to pass him up, or they can't pass him up.
All right, Will Campbell. Goodbye.
Will Campbell for the Jets. I think this is a slam dunk. Yeah. Mekhi Becton obviously left, joined the Eagles. Now he's on the Chargers. They need a right tackle. Will Campbell. Nice, easy. We won't overthink that one. Carolina. I think they're going after McMillan. This, outside of an aging Adam Thielen and Jalen Coker, who was an undrafted free agent, by the way, and shout out Holy Cross, 35 minutes down the street from Dean, ridiculously weak receiving core. Yeah. And this is Bryce Young's make or break year. He's going to be the week 1 starter. They re-signed Andy Dalton, so they're not giving any competition. Now it's time to surround him with playmakers. McMillan, fastest receiver in the draft. He had a fantastic 40-yard dash. He has fantastic breakaway speed, and his hands is pretty much the only thing teams are questioning him about, but I think he'll be fine.
I mean, he's at the league now because just fucking car, Henry Ruggs. But Henry Ruggs had the same problem, and you see what he did in his first year.
Henry Ruggs was great before he threw his career away.
Exactly.
He was on pace to be a top 20 receiver in the league.
People were questioning Henry Ruggs' hands. He didn't
Oh,
much in the NFL.
Now he's making $2 an hour in prison.
Well,
we don't need to go there.
I think it's safe to say McMillan won't be an idiot and will call an Uber if necessary. Do we agree with McMillan at 8? Lennon, Drew, what do you guys think?
I think McMillan's the best option here. There's no reason to get an edge. Your defense already sucks.
As long as it's not a Georgia player, you don't got to worry about DUI. So, other than that.
Georgia,
And the other thing people are forgetting about McMillan, too, this guy had over 300 receiving yards in the first game of the year for Arizona. Insane stuff. Number 9, in New Orleans. This is an interesting one. I think I'm going to go with Will Johnson here. I really think I do.
I'm going to disagree with you.
No, they re-signed Johnson, so they don't need a tight end, really.
I kind of like offensive linemen.
I like defensive end because you have an aging defense. Cam Jordan's gone. You have a really old. Everyone on that defense is over 30 years old. So you're going to need young blood.
She's young, yeah.
So I feel like Jalen Walker.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I mean, Walker's definitely a good selection here. Again, I feel like if you go tackle, edge, or corner, this isn't like a bad pick. The Saints got a lot of options here.
Yeah,
edge could be. I kind of like that now more.
Do we want Jalen Walker to be Cameron Jordan's successor? Because Jordan's realistically retiring after next year.
I was just thinking because they lost Teron Armstead a couple years ago.
I was thinking they lost Armstead so they could get.
If you want to actually get a playmaker and make a difference with your team, you want to get Jalen Walker, right?
Yeah.
But if you want to form more foundation around Carr or whoever, maybe the Jake Hayne or Rattler or whatever they draft, anything. But I think Walker for a playmaker aspect.
I think Walker for a playmaker aspect too. But I think you could also argue Johnson could be just as effective in the secondary. I think we're going to go with Jalen Walker to the Saints at pick number 9. At 10, we got the Bears. They heavily targeted offensive linemen in free agency, so they do not need to draft Membu. I feel like their secondary's fine with Stevens and Johnson and Brisker. I feel like Johnson's not the need here. I'm going to go Shamar Stewart, excuse me. Let's look down the board before we, I guess, make a contention. Don't need a receiver, and I feel like anyone in the late get stretch worthy.
I kind of want to go Tyler Warren here because, like, they don't really have a tight end. Cole Kmet's gonna get traded mid-year.
I guess that depends. I've been waiting on Warren because I got the perfect destination for Warren, and he's literally like coming up in the next couple of picks. So I was it's consensus pick, but I had the perfect spot for Warren. But if consensus goes Bears, then we can trade him we can draft him to the Bears.
I don't know.
Too early.
It's Hammer Stewart.
I was thinking Warren too, but they also really don't need a tight end that bad yet. So I guess Stewart works too.
Yeah, edge. Sure.
I think edge works because
corner and lineman, so might as well go D lineman.
I think Stewart's the pick here. All right, Mike. San Fran at 11. I think this is obvious.
Let's see who gets that. I think an offensive line though.
Not take more players. I know he's gonna pick Calvin Banks over Membu because he plays at a stronger school. I know that's not my thing.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, Missouri was good this year. Though.
No,
Missouri
well,
was
don't
okay.
they-
Brady
anyway?
Cook, Brady Cook, baby.
They both
Anyway.
had SEC. Texas was better, but they kind of folded on
I'm gonna go Membu.
Texas, or Missouri didn't.
Drew goes Membu. What are we thinking? I don't know, man.
Membu
This
or
is
Banks,
tough.
Whatever you think, Blake. Those two are the top options.
You need a right tackle. You lost lineman in free agency. You need a right tackle.
Yeah,
You had what, Cole McGibbets or something before that.
I guess Membu.
You're gonna go Membu? I like that.
That's really good, though.
To the Niners at
Wow.
11. I like
Warren's
that.
falling. Come on, get out of the way.
Dallas. Oh boy, Dallas.
Uh-oh. Who are you going to say?
Oh wow, I actually don't know. This
Oh.
is like a tough one because they don't need Warren. They got Jake Ferguson.
Yep.
They
Deron
don't need
Bland.
corner because they got Blandon Diggs, so they don't need a corner. They could use a
Ooh.
tackle.
Well, they did have linemen were just retired, didn't they? What was it?
Zach
Martin?
Martin.
That's guard.
Let's
No.
take a look at what guards are potentially available. Tyler Booker. Maybe this is a situation where Dallas actually trades down in real life. This could be like the first potential trade down we see in the draft. Obviously, we can't do that here.
I feel like Tyler
But-
Warren would no, never mind. No, wrong team.
I mean, Ferguson's good enough weapon. I'm thinking, who are their tackles? Their right tackle's decent, but I don't know how good their left tackle
I think
is.
Lyman here. I'm being honest.
I understand
Yeah,
there's
I'm gonna
also
go Banks.
guards and tackles. They're very similar.
Yeah.
I think
especially
Calvin
at the
Banks
NFL
would be the
level,
choice
I
then.
understand left and right is bigger than actually like if you're interior outside.
To be taller for tackles, but still, they can
It's
transition.
you know how to block someone. That's
The only difference is center because then
Yeah.
you got to
Right, and you gotta snap it
Both
exactly.
tackles and guards can switch depending.
Yeah.
Very good.
Especially if Banks, which I think Banks is a right tackle, you could quickly just bump him over to guard, and then there you go. He can stay on the right side. That could work. Are we going to do Banks here at
Yep.
12?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Banks is staying in Texas.
Yeah, he
Obviously,
is.
there'll be a lot of trades.
Call,
so
Dolphins
this will be good for
at 13.
them.
I think this is Will Johnson. And I
Will
think this is
Johnson.
pretty
They
easily
just
Will Johnson.
even though he's a corner, or even as a safety, Javon Holland just left. I mean, you need a lot of
Yeah.
secondary help.
You're gonna need secondary
Besides
help.
Jalen
Ramsey's
Ramsey.
getting a little older. He's creeping into his 30s now. I think Will Johnson, in my opinion, outside of Warren, best
Future.
player available. But Jonnu Smith, I mean, you can't draft a tight end after the year
No,
Jonnu Smith
absolutely
just
not.
had. So give me Will Johnson to the Dolphins at 13. Tyler Warren,
Warren, goodbye.
he ain't dropping anymore because
Oh.
I waited
No.
to keep this man on the board for
So we
Indianapolis
can
to
torch
take
the
at
Jags
14.
twice a year. Got it.
Unfortunately, that is exactly what's going to happen.
The
The
Colts
Colts
I know.
do not
Where's
have
Jack
a tight
Doyle
end.
from 10 years
Jack
ago?
Doyle, he's been retired. Mo Alley Cox is a free agent, hasn't signed anywhere. Kylan Grayson went to the Eagles. I mean, this is
Perfect.
the most obvious. There was a reason why I was waiting on Warren, and this is why. Most obvious pick of the first round outside of Cam
I have
Ward
another obvious pick of the first round.
is
coming
going to Tyler Warren. Anyone disagree?
The Colts need a tight end bad.
They
So-
desperately.
I already know
need-
who I already know who I want the Bucks to get.
Jalen Milrow.
Nope.
Falcons at 15.
Mike
They
Howe.
lost Matthew Judon. Mikael Williams can easily fit that role. They could also use the
Mike Howe.
corner. Barron could be an option. Their
I like that here.
linebacking core is weak. Campbell could be a pick here.
Do not
No.
touch Campbell. Don't do
Mikael
it.
Williams.
No,
Oh,
do
guess
not
that's
touch Campbell. Don't
I
do
guess
it.
that's okay.
Yeah.
Don't
Now
touch
we're not
Campbell.
touching Campbell.
We know where Campbell's going now.
Okay, we'll hold off Campbell.
I think it's
I
Mikael.
think it's Mike Howe.
I think it's Williams too. I mean, you lost Judon. He was a 1-year rental. You replace him. Georgia
What is-
kid too.
What is with these kids staying in their states, man?
And I think this is another pretty obvious one. But
Mike Green.
Arizona, I'm gonna go corner here.
Yeah.
Barron at 16. Their secondary
They
is
need
pretty
help.
weak.
One second.
They need help.
Forever.
Anyone disagree?
Drew looked like he disagreed for a little bit. I don't know if he.
I looked
we're
at what the
rolling
news
with
in
it.
mine.
Well,
Oh boy.
They lost.
The Bengals at
Defense,
17.
please, for Lord.
And ladies and gentlemen,
Michael
here's my
Green.
hot take of the draft.
James Pierce.
Ooh.
Who do you think they're going to get?
James Pierce Jr. The
Okay, he's defensive end, right?
Yeah.
He is.
BT.
That's interesting.
Rocky
can't always just
Top.
pick
I was gonna, well, right, and here's what my thing is
No,
Trey Hendrickson's not, he's not
Still
gone
requested
yet.
a trade, but he's not gone.
This is where I'm thinking Malachi Starks because of their weak secondary.
Jesse Bates replacement.
Jesse Bates replacement,
Yes.
not a good safety
Come
class
on.
from last year. Here's your replacement.
That's good. I kind of like that now.
There's no
Safety.
best
I know it's
time.
early. Safeties don't.
Are we
usually go
going?
early.
Are we going Starks or Pierce? I mean, you can't really go wrong with either way. Sam Hubbard retired, so you can have
Yep, you
Pierce
get
fit
an
that
edge.
role. So
Let's get something at the
what are we
Offense is
thinking
okay,
here?
besides the one.
London, you're the deal breaker.
Yeah.
Deal breaker. Oh, good God. I don't know anything about the Bengals. It's definitely Pierce or Starks for sure. I don't know. Give him, sure, why not for hell? Let's give him Mackay Starks. Let's do it. I think they go get a nice safety.
Give
from
Mackay Starks. I like that. I like that. We'll lock it in. Seattle 18. All right.
Okay, I got a pick.
We're not
Better.
even gonna waste time, Kyle. You could just look through your linemen and do what you
I
want.
know what I'm doing. Alrighty, so I can bet everyone. Where's this game? I want to see everyone. I can almost Joe Namath guarantee it. What pick we're gonna play here? Now, if you remember that story? What about his guarantee right before the Super Bowl? Guarantee.
Matthew Golden.
Anyways,
Welcome to the
Going full line. And we'll be getting the man. He's a mammoth at 6'6" out of North Dakota State. Gray Zabel. Okay? That pick right there, I'm almost
And the butts.
guaranteeing it. We
There you
need
go,
a
Drew.
tight end, a
Give
little bit of a need.
me
You know,
the man.
linebacker, stuff like that. But I can pretty much guarantee a guard here or interior offensive lineman in general.
Campbell,
Yeah.
right? I'm not screwing this one up for you.
Yeah, Drew wants Shaheed Campbell. Okay.
Levante
right.
David, 80 years old, so we're gonna need.
No, you're right. That's a good pick. That's a good
Oh, well,
pick.
hey, you pass the torch. That ain't a bad thing. Broncos at 20. I think Loveland.
No.
Loveland, but they just got
Yep.
Ingram, so maybe
No.
they don't
No.
go tight end.
Yeah.
I think
know where
Hampton.
Loveland's going.
I think
Ooh.
Hampton.
Amarian Hampton, running back
Mm-hmm.
from North Carolina. Ooh.
Really? We got a running back going in the first.
I mean,
I don't.
Devontae, so I-
Yeah, I mean they lost Williams. Who even is their running back right now?
exactly.
so-
Pick Amari Hampton.
Yeah, I mean,
He's the guy
holy
that
crap.
rose at the end of last
Yeah.
year.
That's so good.
I mean, I guess by default,
He just-
God, look that up. I forget who
He
the
rose at
Broncos
the end of
running back
last
is.
year. He was playing okay for a couple games.
I know they have Jaleel McLaughlin.
No. It's
But
Audric
it's-
Estime.
That's who. Yeah, no, Hampton. Next, the Steelers.
Ooh.
As of the making of this video, they do not have. They have Mason Rudolph. Let's be honest with ourselves.
You're so funny, Grant. You're so
I'm
funny.
here to tell you. I don't know whether you guys want to do it or not, but I am more than okay with picking Jackson Dart right here at
Wow,
21.
I don't like that.
Ooh.
Really?
I don't think
Me and
he
Mike
guarded
approve.
Houston.
Kyle
Too
strongly
straight, so they want to get another
disapproves.
Kenny Pickett. I'm not saying he's the same type of player, but I'm saying I don't trust him drafting a quarterback since Big
New
Mac.
offensive coordinator, though.
Yeah.
I love. Jackson
I don't know.
Dart.
Drew Lennon, what do you guys think?
First round.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's a reach, in my opinion.
It's a
That's
reach,
fine.
but you're going to reach for a quarterback.
Yeah, but he really said he's going to sign with them after the draft. Rodgers
If we're
probably
playing
will.
it safe
you
here,
never
I think we go Mike Green.
I mean, that would make sense. You have Highsmith and Green on the edge with Watt coming as the outside linebacker. That could realistically be an option. Cam Hayward, you got to think he's in that Cam Jordan spot too. He's going to be retiring in the next couple
Because
of years.
if you think about it, Rodgers could honestly go to the Steelers.
True.
Yeah.
I don't think Jackson Dart's going in the first round. Honestly,
He'll
No,
go
I think you can
late
trade him in the second round if you want again.
he'll go early second round. And if the Steelers want a quarterback, we'll take him in the second round if he makes it to him. But
Yes,
I don't
it's
think
not
they
worth
take
it
him in the first round.
Mike Green.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
All right. I wanted to do something a little bit, get the clicks, but
Jackson
all
Dart.
right.
We already
We're
got
gonna
the
be
clicks with
smart
Hampton.
here,
Right?
and we're gonna go D-line, and that makes a lot of sense for the Steelers. So
We'll
we'll
start
roll
with
with
TJ.
it. Here is where
Colson
This is the
Loveland.
most
Goodbye.
obvious pick of the
Loveland.
draft. Colson
Goodbye.
Loveland to the Chargers. That's just
That's too. I mean, you're not gonna
Perfect
roll.
fit.
You're not gonna roll into
It's
the
Harbaugh
season
back
with.
again with his former player.
You're not even gonna roll into the season with Tyler Conklin as your starter. The
No.
Jets did that last year, and look at how bad that ended up being. Exactly.
That was
Packers.
Oh, boy.
Not that they go receiver here, but Christian Watson's out for the season. Keep that
One
in
word.
mind.
One
They
word.
will go receivers.
Secondary. They
Secondary.
need a secondary.
You really think they're going to go secondary?
Yes.
Because he's saying that Jair Alexander has not been healthy recently. That's pretty fair
Yeah.
to say that.
Yeah.
He's been struggling with
Alexander has been
injuries, so
good
that's-
since 2018. Let's be honest here.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been struggling. So Nick Amanawari.
So if we're looking at corners for the Packers, it's looking like you're just better off trading down.
Well, we got
I know
safety.
Siobhan Revel's pretty decent,
he's really good.
but
Nick Amanawari.
and then in terms of safeties, I'm not gonna lie, outside of Amawari or Watts, I think Watts you could just trade down.
Yeah, there will definitely be trade downs and all these
Yeah.
trades. We're just doing with no trades, we're assuming.
Yeah, I know.
They would be a good trade down team.
Packers
If
would be a really good trade this year.
Wait, can you go back to all?
I'm thinking they could go D-line.
Golden.
I mean,
Let's
they
Golden
could
there.
go Pierce.
I say Golden.
Matthew.
Really? I don't know.
I mean,
They have Reed, Dobbs,
Reed,
Watson when he's
Dobbs.
healthy, and
then again,
Javon
They
Wicks.
lost.
I
they
think
lost
their
Devontae.
receiving core is good enough.
Kenneth
They
Grant
lost
and Nick
Devontae.
Amanawari are two guys.
Yeah, but they've lost Devontae like 3 years ago.
Well, they have Devontae Wyatt.
Oh
still.
yeah, Devontae
He's
Wicks.
still there though. Devontae Wyatt. I'm
Oh
pretty sure
yeah,
the
him
defensive
too.
tackle guy for the Packers. So they have some D line already, but if they bolster that, pass rush and
I
stuff.
feel like their pass rush isn't that good. Oh, especially since they traded Preston Smith midway through the year.
I mean, either way, I think Nick or Kenneth here are good picks. Obviously, that's just top of the board. They could probably pick someone.
I think Pierce is where Pierce goes here.
or Pierce is even an option. What do you think?
Packers need a left end. Pierce would fit that role. Are we gonna go with James Pierce?
Like it.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right. Minnesota at
Ooh.
24.
Not receiver, that's for sure.
Not receiver. Definitely not. We got. I'm trying to think of their defense off the top of my head. They could use D-line. I had Derek. I had Derek Harmon going to them originally. I mean, if Grant's on the board, they're gonna take Grant. They could go O-line. Tyler Booker, I think, probably the play here.
I'm gonna disagree with you. I'm gonna go with
Yeah, so they get
Eamon
Harrison-
Mori. Iman Mori.
Yeah,
Nick,
safety.
from-
Because Harrison Smith's getting old.
That's what I'm saying. Harrison Smith is the old
Yeah.
to get the South Carolina guy for his replacement.
Yeah, they're okay in the D line. Vikings are okay in the D
That's what I'm
line.
saying. I think South Carolina guy, the Nick, Montefiore.
That guy's actually really good. I think he'll be really
He is
good.
solid, and I guess if
He's
you
gonna-
wanted
no
to,
brainer.
Harrison Smith
you
is
know.
getting old and not playing at the level he used to.
Yeah, he's
we could go safety here for Minnesota.
36 now. I mean,
36.
That's what I'm saying.
Ooh.
Dude is ending his career.
whether he wants to or not, he's 36 years old.
Yeah.
I know you're drafting a guy who's not going to be, but he's still going to be starting with them, hopefully. At safety.
Hey,
He should be
you
able to
could
take.
place him at free. Switch
Yeah,
Harrison
Theo
over
Jackson's the
Strong.
only other guy you got there at free safety.
I say take it safety.
I'd say get the safety here. What do you guys think?
Yeah, safety from South. I'm not even going to try and pronounce his last name, but the safety from South Carolina is the.
Yep.
That's the thing.
Montefiore, I guess is how you say it. Houston at
your favorite team,
25.
Grant.
Oh, goodness gracious.
They already
Well,
got
definitely
Christian
not
Kirk.
receiver. They got enough of that. I think
Oh,
they need. I think they
Seven.
need tackle pretty badly. They don't have a right tackle. I don't even think they have a
Shaq
right
Mason is
side of the
also a free
line.
agent right now, too. For the guards, they're starting guards. Free agent.
I would say
I think you
Simmons.
go Simmons or Booker here.
Nah, let's
I
get.
think Simmons is better
No,
off. Oh, they
let's get-
traded Laremy Tunsil.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah. They're gonna get tackled. They traded Tunsil. That's right.
Yeah, let's get the national
Josh
champions
Simmons.
on the national champions on the board.
Oh,
Matthew
boo,
Golden.
Rams.
Golden.
Ah,
They need.
I'm a
they-
BC guy, right?
Oh.
And in numerous mock drafts, we have seen this man go to the Rams at 26. I'm not even kidding. On like half the NFL mock drafts, they have the Rams taking
So they're
this
going to get a
guy.
Florida State guy last year, now a BC guy. What are
But
they going,
at
ACC
the
every
same
year?
time, I don't think that's necessary. So I'm not going to do that.
Hear me out.
They
hear me
need a
out.
receiver.
Yeah,
Emeka
Egbuka.
Egbuka.
oh, there you go. Back-to-back Buckeyes off the board.
I think we go with Buka here. They need a receiver.
Well,
Cooper
they
Cup's.
don't have Cooper Cup.
I know. That's what I'm saying. They got rid of Cooper
They have
Cup.
Devontae
They have.
Adams and
All they
They
have
did
is
get
Tua.
Adams.
They have
Forgot about
Puka and
that.
Devontae. Devontae's old.
But Adams could be a 1-year rental. You never know.
Possibly, yeah.
Dude,
If they don't get him, then they're just gonna have Puka.
they need a deep
Or-
threat. And Buka, that guy
Do they
Buka.
draft
Better
Luther
not-
Burden too, though, or do you think they take Ibuka?
Hopefully,
That's a
I'd
good
rather
question.
them get
They could
Burden.
do. They could do Luther because they might need a slot guy, and he fits the slot.
Yeah, and Emeka Buka's really a good fit.
Slot guy, deep threat, that's Mbuka. Golden does not fit that.
I'm not saying Golden. I'm saying Burden.
No, Luther Burden.
or Emeka Ibuka. It's good. It's one of those two.
Because I just picture Golden like this year's Xavier Worthy. I just think he's your deep threat guy who can do like fun gadget plays.
Can do everything.
But I don't know if that's like what the Rams want. If you want a more complete receiver, you're getting Ibuka or Burden.
Yeah.
That's what I think they are, or that's what I think they're going to pick between.
Are we gonna consensus pick
I like
Ibuka?
Ibuka.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could go
I
either
think it
or.
makes sense.
Sadly, they'll probably
Ravens at 27.
Oh,
Oh, I didn't even think of Baltimore.
let's double check.
They need D-line.
They kind of need D-line. Kyle's going to pull up the depth chart. Thank you,
Just
Kyle,
so I
for being
have-
on top of
I'm
everything.
gonna go Harmon.
No, there. Yeah, Travis Jones, Broderick Washington, who's young. I think Kenneth
that,
Grant's
Emily.
the pick here.
Yeah, you gotta say Kenneth Grant.
They have Travis Jones out of UConn, who's a good nose tackle, but he's still young, trying to develop. So if you have someone to pair with
And
him,
plus, teams typically roll with 3 D tackles to begin with.
yeah.
So
I
I
like
think
that,
Kenneth Grant's the pick
Yeah.
here. They're not going to go flashy. Oh, sure. Rashad Bateman's their wide receiver 2 or 3. Oh, my God. You know, D-Hop's old. Oh, my goodness. Baltimore's not
You
going to get
don't need to
receiver
throw the
here.
ball when you have Lamar
You
Jackson,
don't.
Derrick Henry. in
You
your
don't.
backfield.
And that's where they should target defense
Like,
or
Yeah.
Tyler Booker here, but we're going to go with
the
Grant.
defense is good, but they could always bolster that in the D line, especially.
I mean,
Yeah,
there's also receivers
definitely.
You get in the second round.
Yes, exactly. Receivers do not have to go in the first round.
Lions.
Defense.
Their run defense was pretty bad. I think Derek Harmon's the pick here.
I
Let's see quickly their D
You're gonna love me.
line. Yeah, DJ Reed.
I think Donovan, whatever his name is going. I think it's the edge of the BC.
Oh, Azaruka, whatever.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, let's think
Because
about it this way, right? They don't
Hudson
have a
still-
great right end. You guys are on to something, actually. To
Well,
get Donovan,
They also all get hurt every year.
he would. So you have
Good depth
Donovan at right, Aiden at left. Could work.
Yeah, well, they need depth. Like I just said, they get injured. They were one of the most injured teams on defense, especially last
Yeah.
year. So having depth, even if he doesn't start right away, that's just really important to have. So he's a good pick.
We're gonna go Donovan.
yeah.
I like it.
As well.
BC gets picked in the first round. Hell yeah, baby. All right.
Yeah,
Washington.
Washington at 29.
then the
Yeah,
other edge.
Golding, you can. I don't think they get receiver.
No.
They need another edge.
I think they get Revel.
I think they scored Nick Gordon out of A&M.
Gordon.
Scoring. I mean, honestly,
they could go corner or edge. I feel like their corner outside of Lattimore is pretty weak, though.
Jonathan Jones they got.
Yeah, but you typically
And
roll with 3
Sanderson.
corners. Let's take a look at their D line.
I think D-line. I mean, if Clinton Farrell's on your top guy, that's one of the biggest
Farrell.
busts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
third
yeah.
overall.
Yeah, but Farrell had like 9 sacks last year. Like he held his own.
3 sacks.
3?
So,
Oh,
not
Jesus.
that good.
Thought he was that good
No,
for
he
a
wasn't.
second there. Nick Scorton, is that what we're doing here?
Yep.
They need their defense. That's their main problem.
Yep, their
offense
D.
can do great. But when you have like a 50-30 game with the Lions, you know your offense is good. You just help your defense out a little bit, whether it's secondary or D
All
line.
right.
That's a good player.
I like it. Bills at 30. I'm trying to think of the receiving core off of their head. They have Shakir. Not that I think they'll draft one. They have Shakir.
They lost Matt Collins, so they're gonna go
Yeah, they
Golden because they need another guy.
I'm looking. Dave Edwards is good enough.
Josh
I'm
Allen
still
makes
good.
do with the worst wide receivers. I tell you that. That man
They're
doesn't
still
need
got
anyone,
Oliver.
right?
It's on their
So-
D-line besides that.
Daquan Jones is getting old. I think we go Harmon or Nolan here for D tackle. Their secondary's fine. O line's good enough.
They got Bosa at the end, so
Oh,
They got Bosa at end, but they need an actual DT.
they got Ed.
yeah,
I'll go
DT would be
Nolan.
good for them.
I mean, you need someone to pair up with Ed Oliver. I think you guys want to go Walter Nolan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I already know Lennon's
Pick number 2.
wanting to get Jackson Dart here, but it's okay. It's okay, buddy. It's all right.
No, I want a Gator player to go off the board, but I don't think we're gonna get one.
No
in the
one's good
first round.
enough.
Well,
Hey,
hold
Montreal
on. Let's
Junior's good enough.
keep scrolling. Let's keep scrolling, huh? When do we find a Gator player this year?
Oh,
There's
Jesus.
Jack Sawyer in the
Come on,
second
brother.
round. Oh, brother.
This is
We're in the 70s. We're in the 80s. Lennon. Uh-oh.
There it
We have
is.
2 BC
Wait,
guys in the
Wait,
top
no, there's
100.
one.
Oh,
There's one.
God.
Up. There's one.
Who was it?
Where?
I didn't see a Gator.
I saw one.
Hey, Russ, bro, that's your boy at 90,
No,
Mike.
no. Wait.
Nah,
No,
man.
Oh, wow. Okay. You go.
Jeez. Like, come on. Montreal Johnson Jr. is not that bad. Fuck you.
He's on here.
We
I
got a guy
saw
from
Montel
Sacramento
Johnson
State
on
above
here.
Florida.
Sacramento State above the
Oh, my God. Cam
Chase
Jackson.
Young. Look at that man.
We
I
have a
thought he was
UConn
coming
player
back.
ahead of a Florida player.
Wait.
Wait, no.
Go for
Cam
yourself.
Jackson's coming back, I thought. I thought.
I could be. Maybe this isn't fully updated, but at least if you're picking the first round, it's updated.
I
Yeah.
swear Cam Jackson
Go.
was.
Anyways,
No one's at
31.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Wow.
Kelsey's doing old as their backup.
Noah Gray.
Mm,
That's fine. I don't need a tight end. What about
I'm just thinking here. I don't know.
Chiefs? What do they need, to be honest with you? I don't really know.
Oh, nope. I lied.
I guess they could use maybe a class. They got Jalen Moore.
I kind of want. Kind of like some second. So not great.
Linebacker.
Let's take a look at safeties. Because they could maybe replace Brian Cook with someone.
I think
I think
Ransom.
Xavier Watts. That's such a reach.
I think Ransom. Do Ransom. The mock draft. Who the fuck cares?
Mock draft? We're gonna do Watts then?
Fine.
Oh, Ransom? Who's?
He's a ransom. No, he's a safety. Go back.
He's a safety.
Oh, for Ohio State.
Nathan
want to keep
Ransom.
picking champions for the first time. Gosh.
Well, is he
fuck
actually
that.
like
Fuck
decent
that.
though?
He is.
Yeah, he's good.
He's
Yeah.
decent. I'm
Really
about to
good.
say I've heard of him. Because I've heard of Watts, I've heard of Mabuka, and I've heard of Ransom. I haven't heard
heard
of
of Billy Bones.
Winston. I have not.
but he was pretty
And
good.
so I think okay. I definitely think safety's the way to go here because like
Right.
the Chiefs don't need any like starting help. So let's see here. He had a pick, 3 forced fumbles, 46 tackles. Not too bad. Look up Xavier
one of, like,
Watts
these-
Good, it's
real
just a
quick.
huge reach. I know
He
we're
was
gonna
like one
have
of
big
the-
reach.
He was like one of their unknown.
Yeah, you never know.
captains.
I know
Strange was
how
picked in the
good.
first round, right? So what's anything's possible?
Alex Leatherwood was also picked in the
Yep,
first
biggest
round.
bust out of the
I
Raiders.
at least know Xavier
So-
Watts like more
So
familiar.
Xavier Watts in his career, I mean, his career stats, it's pretty good. He is, wow, holy shit. Even like this last year, he had 83 tackles, 30 assisted tackles, 6 interceptions. Yeah, we're going Watts.
We're going Watts. I mean, it's like Ransom would be nice, but like you don't want to reach too bad, right? And then Eagles.
Last pick, Mr.
Can I
Relevant
throw
in
a
the first
crazy
round.
pick out there?
Don't you dare say Jackson Dart, I swear to
Go
God.
No. Can't go to. Fuck, what is he? I think he's go to DL. I think I can't. He's on defense. I think.
Okay.
And scroll. I'll let you know when to stop.
It's gonna be the kid from Florida, isn't it?
Yep, maybe all 465 pounds. He's not.
Oh,
a DL.
no, we're not going Desmond Watson.
Yeah,
bro.
Desmond Watson. They find him. I don't know if he's edge or no. Where's he DL or edge? He's edge or DL. He's
Landon
on defense.
Jackson.
Why the
Oh,
fuck would a
Desmond
400-pound man be on the edge of the defensive
Oh,
line?
he's talking about the guy who's 460 pounds.
Oh,
Yeah, Desmond
where
Watson.
is
D-line,
he?
D-line.
Big Des, my boy. That's my dude.
Talking
I
about
never
the guy
did.
who's
I
400
never was able to get a picture with him. I'm so mad.
Oh,
Fucking likes this guy. That
no,
always-
Florida guy.
That's what I meant.
It's Cam Jackson.
Hold on, let's keep looking for him here.
Might not
An
be on
OBC guy. Hey, Zeke Biggers. I've actually heard of that guy in the Florida State game.
And now
let's
I know who
see.
you're talking about. There he is.
No, there it
Desmond
is.
Watson.
Yeah.
34.
460 pounds of just.
Yeah,
He is
400
projected to go in the undrafted category.
Wow. No, the Eagles are gonna take him at 30. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know.
Hold on.
Oh,
That'd be
man.
funny.
Hey, at
I
least
need-
we found
Wait,
him.
wait. Who's the
Yeah.
highest Georgia left?
Oh man.
No, we should look
Oh,
for
fucking
the.
Mike.
For the
Oh
highest defense player.
yeah. Oh my god, we could have some fun with this. Yo, why isn't it letting me scroll up here? There we go.
Go Bulls.
Yeah, Georgia Edge. I mean,
No Georgia lineman, Georgia
Georgia
Edge.
Edge is what they love. They love.
Oh,
the edge.
Jack Sawyer though.
Oh,
Oh,
Philly does love
I
the
love
edge,
Jack
too. That
Sawyer.
is very true.
We should-
Especially in the first round.
Let's
The Eagles
go
love-
Jack Shore to end.
wait
it.
a minute. Brandon Graham retired.
He did.
Brandon Graham retired. Do they use Jack Sawyer as the right end replacement?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'm fine
My-
with that, man. The Eagles do not need much outside of edge right now, and they already have decent edge. But Graham retired, and they lost Josh.
Dude, they'll
Sweat.
draft Edge every year. They don't care. They just keep drafting.
Jack Sawyer it is. And ladies and gentlemen, that concludes your Campus Gridiron 2025 NFL mock draft. I wanted to get fancy. I wanted to put Shadur Sanders on the Saints, and I wanted Dart to go to the Steelers. But at the end of the day, we did as we always do, consensus rules. And I think really outside the last like 5 to 6 picks of this first round, I thought we did pretty accurate.
Yeah.
I love that
Now-
Will Johnson to the Dolphins.
Now we
Love
got to
that.
watch night
It
one
feels
of the
weird that
draft
he's
and
gonna-
see how we did.
I want it. Yeah, I know. We're gonna
We're
have to
saving
like.
this,
I'll
yeah.
have to like print this out or something so I can like
It
mark
sucks
it
that
as
there's
we
going to
go.
be like 5 trades.
Right. I
Like, all
know.
the
Yeah,
top
I
10
mean,
picks.
obviously we're not
But
gonna
if we
sit,
get position right, I'll be pretty happy.
like we're not
Yeah,
gonna sit
true.
here and be like, oh, the Rams are trading down with the Commanders at 26 and 20. Like that crap's why I sit here and pretend we can predict mock trades and stuff like that. Now, okay. So that's the draft. Now let's talk about some other players. Jackson Dart,
Good second-round pick.
good second-round pick. It'll be interesting if someone tries to trade up and acquire him. I know the Raiders have a pick very early in round 2. I'm going to go with Raiders get Dart.
Yes,
I like that.
Do we disagree about that, or do we think he could go elsewhere?
I think he stays at what's it called? The Raiders. I think he goes Raiders. I think he will.
I think
Raiders.
always go to Seattle's always an option too.
Seattle could go back up. I actually have Seattle taking Will
Because
Howard.
you got to remember that Darnold's actually only a 1 year, $37 million deal. It says 3 year, 100, but we can get out of the deal after 1 year. So if they don't like how Darnold is, they could always draft Dart in the second or third round, and then do that.
I think you get Howard.
Well, Howard, yeah, I
think Howard in the third
I
or
just want
fourth
some
round
kind of
makes sense for
quarterback in rounds
Seattle.
2 or 4.
Lennon, this will make you happy. I'm
Get a
thinking the
chance.
Jaguars. I'm thinking the Jaguars will be spending their 7th round pick on Hurts.
The Jags get Graham Mertz. You'd be pretty happy.
Yeah.
I would be,
Here's-
and no offense,
here's
he'd be a
another-
better
here's another
third
good
string than
question.
Get a
freaking
Florida man. You can get his jersey.
whoever the hell in third.
Because of his horrible per day performance, where does Xavier Restrepo go?
Ooh. I have not watched the draft combine at all. So I don't know how
Ooh,
they-
Xavier. Yes, bro, Mike. This is for you. I think they had him projected at pick
Broke
90.
all the records that man did. But he had the 4.8 40-yard dash time, which hurt him. What do you think, Mike?
Where is he? Right, he's the 90th best player. Wow. Okay.
We also have Trevor Etienne as the 143rd.
Yeah.
Yeah, you keep those.
Hey, Lennon. Hey, buddy.
Yeah, Etienne.
He's not my running back. I don't know who that guy is. He sounds like he gets a DUI a lot, though. That's for sure.
Yeah, he does. He gets in trouble in the offseason before he goes to Georgia. I remember that.
Yeah, they're funny. I think Bills go running back, and there's a lot of running backs that Buffalo can take. Guys like Etienne, Ollie Gordon.
Oh, yeah.
Travion
Ollie Gordon.
Henderson's
That guy
another
had
one we could talk about.
I got a fall from
Ohio State
heaven.
Trivion's not bad.
What about Jenkins or Henderson? Where we
Oh,
think
Oh, I have another one.
Jenkins,
How about
Henderson.
Dylan Gabriel? Where does Dylan Gabriel go?
Wait a minute. Let's
Undrafted.
actually break this down by position here. Let's not make this confusing. Let's break
Let's
this
go to
down by
quarterback.
position. Milrow, I forgot about Milrow. I forgot about Milrow. I think he is going to be so bad in the NFL.
The Dolphins said they wanted him, pretty sure.
So maybe the Dolphins use him as like a long-term backup guy, but God, I mean, they wouldn't take him
Can we-
until the 3rd or 4th round.
Can we talk about the fall off that Quinn Ewers had, though? Like, this dude went from, like, a first
Quinn
top
Ewers
5
is
pick
another
to
one,
the
man.
That was
92nd best
performance. Last year.
player. And
Now, I
Gabriel's
think teams will be willing to
36
take a
weeks.
chance on Ewers over Howard,
Yes.
but still, I think Ewers 3rd round. I think he's a
Wow,
day one
Brady
backup.
Cone.
I don't really know.
Hey.
Probably Hughes. Oh no, they have Mills. Are we glitching again?
Kind of. Not bad, though. Like, we could still
Anyway,
hear
hey. You like Brady Cook?
Brady Cook.
Yeah, that's right. 291. Don't worry, Graham. Jaguars. We're gonna boost you up there, my
AJ
friend.
Jefferson will never play in the NFL.
AJ.
Hey, I'll get that Jaguars jersey, too.
He will never play.
AJ Jefferson will never play in the NFL.
Kim Scatterboo. Ooh, that's another
Oh,
one that we haven't
Daddy.
discussed yet.
He had, I don't know, bro. He had, like,
Yeah,
one
he-
good
I
season
think
and 3
he's
good
a
weeks.
good
So,
receiving back somewhere.
I don't know.
Who needs like a receiving back? I feel like he is.
He's kind of receiving, but he's more power than anything.
This is what I want to talk about.
He'd be a good goal line back.
That is Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think one of the
Samson
most
fell off.
underrated players at receiver is going to be Tez Johnson out of Oregon.
Yeah,
I
Tez
think
Johnson's
He's
great.
really good route running, and he had about 900 yards and 10 touchdowns this year. Dylan Gabriel. I think Dylan Gabriel's too undersized for a quarterback. So that could hurt his draft stock and his ability in the next level. But as a receiver standpoint, I really like Tez.
Now, you see, Tez is projected at 108, and that's insane because I know Noel and Bond and Beck and Harris, and I would undoubtedly take Johnson ahead of those guys. Say no. But yeah, it's interesting how the I'm sorry, guys, I'm losing my train of thought. It's kind of surprising how the how these scouts, I guess, project these rankings. Gunnar Helm's another one, as well as Elijah Arroyo. Those are going to be the two main non-first round tight ends I think we're looking at. Lastly, on defense, we did not pick a destination for Derek Harmon. I think he goes early second round. I also think we're thinking early second round for Landon Jackson. And
he's a cool story.
He does have a cool story. And for corners, I think we go with Revel, Thomas, and Morrison.
I want to talk about punters and kickers.
We're going to quickly go over kickers and punters. First, kickers. Ryan Fitzgerald's amazing. Fitzgerald is great. Mike wants it because he's fed up with Jake Moody, and Moody does suck. So, in his defense. So, we saw how consistent Ryan Fitzgerald was his 3 years at Florida State. I think regardless of what this projection says, he's going to be the best kicker. We also have Evan McPherson's brother, Alex. Yep. He is coming out of Auburn. And then in terms for punters, last year we had Troy Taylor. This year, I'm going to say it, man. I'm going to say it, Lennon, but Crawshaw, he impressed me, especially this year. A lot of inconsistent quarterback.
Good blocks that first.
I like that.
My Aussie man was a great punter. The first time he was amazing.
All right, well, let's quickly look at long snappers and see if we can determine any of these people. Nope, I haven't heard of any of these people. Hey, Nate Merchant. He's Coastal Carolina. We have a friend, Andrew. Goes
they just
Coastal
announced
Carolina.
They have free food at their games.
They will have free food at their games.
Because they released that on April 1st, and I was like, okay, I don't know about.
No, because the alcoholic drinks will still cost money, but food like popcorn and hot dogs, that should be free with your ticket.
Damn, so we got to go to Coastal Carolina.
Least, you're Mr. Irrelevant. All right, let's do the impossible. Who wants to try to guess Mr. Irrelevant?
Oh God.
Ooh.
Should we do?
I'm picked Brock Purdy from.
Should we do this?
Picked Brock from 2 years ago.
What do you think? This? Are you talking player?
I'm gonna go from Clemson.
Hannah State.
I remember reading this guy's name a couple of years ago when he got recruited. I'm gonna go Phil Maffa. I think it is. Phil Maffa.
I'm looking for this linebacker at Montana State.
I don't fucking know.
Bro ain't here.
It was 100% a guess.
Bro is not here. There's no linebacker from Montana.
Fuck.
We're in the 600s. Oh, a Holy Cross player. Maybe we'll have another Jalen Coker.
See here?
Oh, be nice. We're D3.
Oh, we could get some.
Dean College is getting an undrafted player, baby. Let's hope. Yeah, Mike, make us proud, buddy. Oh, Elijah Badger. I forgot about him, Lennon.
That's disrespectful.
Yeah, man. Well, I forgot he declared. I know who he is. I just forgot he declared.
Nah, he was a senior transfer. We got Xavier Henderson. That's a former Gator.
Moose Muhammad III.
Oh, Julian Fleming. Why do I feel like
Jimmy Horn. That was a bull. He was a bull.
Dyke's there too.
Yeah, DK, not Dyke. Dyke is the bad word. It's
DJ.
DK.
You mean Martinez?
Oh, Dylan Sampson. There's another good running back.
He's not going to go irrelevant, though.
Yeah, I know.
I'm thinking, Taj Brooks, but he's a little earlier.
Taj Brooks is a little. Oh, Jaquavius Marks. Lock it in.
Wait, let me go back.
Jaquanius Marks will be Mr.
Oh,
Irrelevant.
Donovan Edwards.
Donovan Edwards.
Ooh.
Wow, the cover boy.
I'm
from
gonna
the
go
video
Donovan
game.
Edwards,
He-
Mr. Irrelevant.
Oh my God,
Or
they
Mr.
have Montreal that low?
Yeah, I know about it. Dude, Donovan Edwards should have declared the year they won the national championship. He should not have came back for
They
it
should have.
because he killed his draft
I
stock.
actually want to find like the number.
We
But
are going to
maybe that's
scroll
just me.
as 263, last pick in the draft. We're going to actually find who is the projected Mr. Irrelevant, and then we will wrap it up. Thank you so much for watching. If you hit that like button, hey, maybe we'll come back for a season 3 next year. It's going to
We
be
hope
super exciting to see all the transfer portals and all of that interesting stuff. A lot of teams are going to have new quarterbacks. It's going to be fun.
Week 1, Miami versus Notre Dame.
What number did you say it was?
Max and Hook.
RJ
263 is safety from Toledo, Maxon Hook. So if we go down the line, Maxon Hook is projected to be Mr. Relevant. I've never heard of this guy
So
in
who
my
holds
life.
the pick right now, right?
Cardinals, I want to say. It's either
Yeah,
the
the Cardinals,
Cardinals
I
or the
think,
Raiders. It's one of those. Cardinals do? Wow.
I think so.
I looked it up the other day in preparation of this.
This was very fun.
This was fun. Hey, second year in a row, we did a mock draft. We keep on having fun. We'll bring it back next year, hopefully.
Before
Be a lot of
December break.
fun. What do you mean before December break? We'll do it in April. It'll just be virtual, but we'll do it in April. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button. I'm Grant Flood from Fletcher Sports Zone, along with Kyle Howe, King Kyle 611, Michael
YouTube.
Cartosa. Yeah, that's Kyle's YouTube.
Sub to
If
me
you
on
wanna-
YouTube.
You want to like him? We always try. What is it, exotic candies or whatever?
Yeah,
it
we
is?
try different kind of candies.
Yeah, we try that on his, and I do a very poor job.
Lennon one of those peach rings.
Dude, those peach rings look so good. I ain't gonna
They
lie
were,
to
they
you.
were hard. They were. I took a
Yeah,
bite
they were
out of
freeze
them.
dried.
Yeah, I
They
know,
were freeze dried.
freeze-dried
What do you
candies
think was
don't
gonna happen?
work.
Dude, I almost went.
Freeze-dried
I almost-
candies- Anyway.
I almost went to Publix and bought a bag of the peach rings after Kyle said that. I was like,
Yeah, you should go buy that.
Freeze dried candies like that. Like, no, you gotta actually try freeze dried food first.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, no.
Ash.
London Lay, Drew Humphreys. Drew, best of luck in baseball season, my man. Thanks for coming on. Gonna play football next year too, right?
He's gonna be the next Baker Mayfield. I'm just kidding.
I am also joining.
Just kidding, he's being linebacker.
Go, baby. Hard nosed. Lennon, thank you as always, my friend, for coming on. We'll have you on the channel soon. More
Cool.
football, more NASCAR, more wrestling. Maybe if the Rangers make the playoffs. You know. Anyway, ladies and
"Come on, Mike,
gentlemen,
we got it.
hey man, this was a lot of fun. This was the first video we've filmed since February. This has been
That's
my
crazy.
first video I filmed since like March. It has been crazy hectic here in college, but whenever we have time to make the videos, we'll post them on the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, for Grant Fluff from the Fletcher Sports Zone, thank you and enjoy the rest of your Saturday night.